DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Taylor Baxter is the Clinton City Administrator and joins us in studio today to follow up the Tuesday night Clinton City Council meeting. Good morning, Taylor.
Hey, Seth. How are you?
I'm doing well. Beautiful spring day out there today.
It's gorgeous. Love it.
Yeah, can't beat it. Can't beat it. Hey, let's dive into City Council business. And the elevator at City Hall continues to be an issue. What's new there? What do we know?
Yeah, unfortunately, we still are without an elevator. We've been down in the fire department having our council meetings for the last, it seems like 2 months now. We're in a maintenance contract with a company right now, and the real problem is with the age of our elevator. I mentioned this last night at the council meeting. It's just our elevator is so old that they don't make parts for it anymore. And because of that, they're starting to create parts, kind of mend things together to Band-Aid it. Well, those Band-Aids aren't working with this company. So we've looked at a different route, and we found a new company out of Peoria, Illinois, Kone, and they have the contract with the hospital as well as the DeWitt County Housing Authority. And we've heard really great reviews from them as well. And that's the direction the council seems to be going in now, is getting out of that contract with our current company and going somewhere else to replace the elevator.
Yeah. Is that going to be a fix for the issue?
So it's going to be, and I guess where all of this started from, Seth, was we've had conversations internally about, just City Hall, police station, fire station as a whole. And is this facility really what our residents need and deserve, as well as our internal operations with the fire department and police station? Is it the best use of a facility for us? And as we've had those discussions, the elevator is the main driver of this, because it's going to cost $250,000 to replace it. And if we're thinking about a new facility, do we want to spend that significant amount of money and time and effort to do that, or are we just going to Band-Aid it? Well, the Band-Aids aren't working, and if we do go a new route with a new City Hall, police station, and fire station, that's still going to be a couple years with design and then build. So we've gotten to the point where, we're going to need to replace this thing. And with talking with them, Kone, the new company, even if we sign the contract tomorrow, it's going to still be 6 months out. But they have had experience with elevators like ours that we have at City Hall, and they're very confident that they could Band-Aid it together while those engineering designs are done and the manufacturing of the new elevator for us could be done. So it's kind of evolved from, hey, let's just Band-Aid it, to we need to replace it and still have the conversations of a new City Hall, police station, and fire station.
Are we having conversations about a new City Hall, police station, fire station?
There has been, yes, and it is progressing. We've actually gotten to the point where the council gave me approval to put out an RFP for a design build. So what that would look like is, the companies that have come in and talked to me about this, and then I haven't received any of the bids back yet. I think they're due at the beginning of June, so pretty shortly. But I've had meetings with contractors and engineering firms, and they've kind of looked at what does Clinton have right now, a mini needs assessment, what are our deficiencies, and then what they're going to do is we've broken it up into 2 phases, but they're going to vote, or they're not going to vote, they're going to bid on phase 1. And that's going to include, a mock design. We don't have a site location picked out yet, but hey, here's really the square footage that you guys are needing, and this is what a site could potentially look like. And then after that, we would go into phase 2 and figure out where a site location would be. We'd pick out a firm spot, and then the facility would be designed to fit that space. So it's more concrete, whereas right now it's just the concept, working on it, and estimated costs. So
would City Fire end up in their own locations with a plan like this?
So we're right now, our current facility, if listeners aren't aware, we do have City Hall administration, which has the water billing, it has the city clerk, our finance department, human resources, my office is there, as well as the police station and fire station. So we're all housed in one building. And with this new facility, that would be the same type of idea, having it under one roof, one structure. That way we don't have to pay for multiple buildings. But really, there's such a need with our fire department as well as our police department to expand the space that they need just for basic operations of their departments of public safety. It's so important. And for example, like with our fire trucks, we've had to modify them to fit them into our garage. And when Brandon, one of our engineers, is trying to work on the vehicles, he can't even lift the hood up inside of the garage. And think about that in the winter. You got to take the fire truck out of the garage, open up the hood. That's just one small example. I could tell you 100 more of the deficiencies.
And so could the fire department.
yeah, and we've tried to make it work, and it's gotten to the point where fire trucks are not getting smaller. And then the police department, there's a lot of deficiencies over there as far as space. And, I don't like talking about the bad things that the city of Clinton has, but I mean, it really is a bad issue that we get figured out.
It's not bad. It's just a challenge you have to deal with. And we've known about it for a long time. I don't feel like you're the bearer of bad news here. It's for folks that know this isn't new. You know what I mean? So this has been talked about for some time. Taylor Baxter, Clinton City Administrator, our guest in studio. He follows up the Tuesday night Clinton City Council meeting with us. Are you at liberty to discuss potential landing spots for City Hall, fire, police, those things? Yeah, we've had preliminary discussions about one in particular, and this is just we're trying to be as close as we can to the DeWitt County building because with our police department, we actually have a underground fiber connection that connects right to the Emergency Operations Center, and that's vital for our police department to be as close as possible for that connection. Now, there is the ability to go underground, all of that stuff, but we want to be as close as we can. Not only for police, but for response times with the fire department, for residents that maybe aren't able to drive to the outskirts of town to pay their water bill or have questions at City Hall. And if you look at downtown, there's not a whole lot of open space. We have had preliminary discussions with the Warner Foundation about the Prairie Passage location. There's been nothing confirmed with that. There's, just, hey, what could that look like? Would you guys be open to it? Very, very early. And again, we don't even know what this facility is going to look like. It's just those conversations have started. Here's what we got going down the pipeline. And could we make something work? Maybe, maybe not. There's some other spots downtown that I've looked at in city property that we own that could potentially be a site. So we'll see what happens. Very, very, very early stages of that. The last question on this one is, can the city afford this?
Yes. So that is a great question. And the city has built up some reserves, and Clint has done a great job. Clint Lichtenwalter is our city treasurer and put the city in a very good position financially to be able to do a facility such as this. Now, from talking, it's going to be obviously a multi-million-dollar deal. Anywhere from the $10 to $15 million range is what I've kind of heard, just preliminary talks. Again, we don't know that, but we have the ability to go out for bonds, municipal bonds, and issue those. So there's some different strategies that us as the city has the ability to find some additional funding as far as utilizing our reserves, but also issuing bonds and things of that nature to help support it.
Gotcha. Very good. Taylor, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break here because there's more to get into, kind of on the coattails of that conversation. And instead of starting a new one and having to interrupt it, let's just take a break here.
Sure.
Best way for folks to learn about the city of Clinton, is there like Facebook or anything like that for folks to find out more?
Yeah, we do have a Facebook page, and then we also have our website, clintonillinois.com, and that is getting a new face, a new image, and that should be done by the end of the week, I'm hoping.
Oh, no kidding.
Where we're going to have it completely done, and people are going to be able to use it and mobile friendly. So I encourage people to continue to watch our new website, clintonillinois.com.
Let's add that to our list of conversation on the other side of the break with Taylor Baxter, Clinton City Administrator, our guest in studio. More to come on the morning show.
WHOW.
Fiber internet has come to Clinton, thanks to Connexus. That's right, Connexus has brought fiber internet to Clinton with plans starting at $45 a month and speeds up to 5 gig. Fall in love with your internet again with incredible fiber internet right to your home. Get on the fiber internet superhighway in Clinton now by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Fiber internet has come to Clinton. Fiber not available everywhere. Terms and conditions apply.
I never thought about being a salesperson ever until I realized we are all in sales. I'm Pat Bryson, and I've spent my entire adult life creating campaigns for businesses using the powerful medium of radio. The Miller Media Group has immediate openings in our sales department, and we might be looking for you. The person who will excel in sales is self-managed and self-motivated to achieve higher goals. They win if they help other people to win. They enjoy helping local businesses succeed. This is a full-time job. If you are good enough to join our team, we will train you and support you. I train salespeople all over the world, and I'm ready to help you become a top multimedia specialist with the Miller Media Group. Previous sales experience is a plus, but not a requirement. But a long-term career is. Are you looking for us? Send your resume to sales@randyradio.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Sue Stur at Covenant Animal Clinic, your hometown vet in Clinton. Now is the time to protect your pet from heartworm disease. We are now offering ProHeart 6, which protects your pet for 6 months with one simple injection. Get all the details by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Whether your home is flooding from spring rains or needs major spring cleaning, ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties will make it like it never happened. Find out how they can help you by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, in studio with me today, Taylor Baxter, Clinton City Administrator, following up the Tuesday night Clinton City Council meeting. Taylor, you talked about the plans, the exploration of plans for City Hall. You know, there's a lot of planning going on at a city level right now. Last month, we talked about the strategic planning process, and sounds like you've really gone in head first on that. Things are moving along. What's been happening there?
We're very lucky to have Jim Arndt help us with that. He is with Arndt Municipal Services, and he's a former city administrator, has a lot of great experience in municipal government, and he's held 2 stakeholder meetings, as well as he's met with our staff internally, and I've gotten great reviews from him and those that have participated in it. And so we're kind of in the next phase where we're going to be meeting with the council as a group, and that is an open meeting. We don't know when that's going to be yet, but that'll be posted whenever we get council together as a group. It has to be a public meeting, so this isn't going to be a thing where we're trying to just hurry up and talk about stuff. So we'll announce that when that time comes.
In the fire department?
Possibly, yeah. I'm guessing more than likely, yes. Unfortunately, but we'll see. So it's gone very, very well. The feedback that I've gotten is very positive.
Nice, very good. So when it comes, you mentioned the planning. One of the things that is exciting, and you kind of teased it there at the end of our last segment, is new website could be up and running as late as this week, later this week. Tell us about the new website. I'm sure you've seen it, and what it's going to look like. Tell us about this.
It's very exciting. Yeah, Cameron Wilford, our city clerk, and I I have worked extremely hard on this, and it's really just a whole new design, new feel, a new navigation buttons. It's just excuse me. However, we can make it easier for people to find information, whether they're residents trying to figure out, what the departments do or who the staff is, to people that are looking at Clinton as a potential place to come and live or visit. Really, the overall look and feel of it is completely different, updated imagery, new functionalities, and really the goal is to make it easier and a great first impression for somebody. And I think that we've done that.
You mentioned new imagery and better navigation and those sorts of things. Do you mind kind of walking us through maybe some of the specifics on what we can find with that easier navigation and that sort of thing?
Sure. So right now we have a couple different, you call them the main headers. So these are the main categories, and then there's categories underneath that. We've rearranged those to make it more efficient for people. But then additionally, we've added some additional information that wasn't on our current website right now. So our goal is to be transparent and be able to kind of make it a one-stop shop for people that want to find out information. I mean, to the point where we even have a whole new section called "How Do I?" So, or how do I file or how do I get information on a police report? How do I get a tour of the fire department? How do I pay my sewer bill online? So frequently asked questions, some of the things that we see up at City Hall. So it really, I hope it's not going to be perfect. I'm sure there's going to be some things that we need to look at, but the overall draft is pretty good. Nice.
Awesome. And you mentioned to me that was one of the first things you noticed when you applied for this job and came to Clinton, is that this website's got to be updated.
Yeah. And I have experience doing that in Pontiac as well, where I worked before, and it really does. It is a first impression that you can't get back. And not that Clinton was, poorly represented, but you could tell, hey, this hasn't been updated in a while, and then it gets your wheels turning. Okay, what else isn't getting updated? Those sorts of things. So even though it may not be the truth, it gets people thinking differently, and we want to try to minimize that the most that we can.
You put your best foot forward with a good website, it sounds like. Very good.
For sure.
Nice. In terms of planning, you mentioned website, you've got strategic planning going on, you've got, sounds like City Hall, some things going on there, moving forward with plans for that. What's, I guess, as we move through these processes, what's next on your mind, Taylor?
Yeah, so right now, we've had a planning commission meeting last week. Excuse me. And for folks that don't know, we have different boards and commissions that are separate from the city council. These are open meetings, and the planning commission really looks at a lot of our codes, a lot of building permits before it gets to the council level for approval. So we had a planning commission meeting last week, and it went very well. And we've actually had a couple solar developers, these commercial-sized solar developments, reach out to us. They're within 1.5 mile radius of the city, and per the county's ordinance, which we're thankful for, is they have to contact the city of Clinton. And we basically get the ability to say, hey, we are going to sign off on this, or no, we're not. Luckily, these properties could be annexed into the city. And if we were to annex properties and implement these solar facilities, our code book currently doesn't have any zoning classifications for those. So what we did at the planning commission meeting last week was looked at the different sizes of solar facilities and then what classifications those could be zoned in if we went that route. So it's pretty preliminary, but getting ready just in case they feel comfortable moving forward with that.
Interesting. I venture a guess you'll probably start to hear more from the public and get input from them on that, because that's, wind, that's a pretty, I wouldn't say as contentious of a topic, but people passionate about it for sure. When do you hope to have something in place for those companies so they've got something concrete to work around or work within?
Yeah, the goal by the next meeting is to have the recommendations from the planning commission. So how this would work was the planning commission recommends, hey, on this type of facility, we recommend it's going to be agriculture or industrial, whatever. And the city council has the ultimate authority to say, yeah, we're going to take the recommendations, or no, you guys need to go back and look at this. We don't agree with it. So that's that next step. So the next meeting will have something on file for them to look at from the planning commission's recommendations. recommendations.
Easy enough. Very good. Taylor, let's wrap up with a couple of things from last night's meeting on the agenda. Talk to me about an amendment to the liquor regulation in the city. What's going on here?
Yeah, interesting one with this one. We've had business owners in town reach out to our mayor, who's the liquor commissioner, and they've seen an issue come up on Sundays where, especially right now with the weather being nice and people traveling over to the lake, on Sundays you're not able to buy packaged liquor and alcohol until noon on Sundays right now, the way it was set up. So they expressed their frustrations over that because they said, hey, they're going to go to the next town and buy it. Why Monday through Saturday you can get it at 6 a.m. Why is Sunday at noon? So we felt comfortable with changing that and amending that ordinance. So now every day, Monday through Sunday, it's going to be starting at 6 a.m.
When will that go into effect?
So as of that vote last night.
As of that last night. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep.
All right, easy enough. So that's, I think, a great change, and I think a valid point by that store owner as well. So very good. Taylor, continued advancement with the Park Lane West subdivision. What's going on there?
We finally hit a point where we're able to sell lots now. So this is an exciting day. I have about 3 or 4 of them that have been interested and waiting on this official vote last night. So according to state statute, we have to have an ordinance that or a resolution granting authority to sell surplus real estate. And that's what that vote was last night. So for those that aren't familiar with what Park Lane West subdivision is, very quickly, it's a 23 lot neighborhood, I guess I'll put it. And we have 23 available lots for sale. And if you're interested in purchasing a lot, contact me up at City Hall. Those are officially on the market now. We have prices for those. We got a commercial appraiser to give us the lot prices on those, and construction of the actual groundwork is starting soon. They've got material out there, so it's moving along very well, and we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Taylor, great stuff. Real exciting time, I feel like. I mean, I just feel like you've walked in and injected a rejuvenation, if you will, and so looking forward to hearing more about it as we go along, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Taylor Baxter is the city administrator for the city of Clinton, our guest in studio today. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news comes your way next on the morning show. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com.